5 years ago, I lost $20,000 on a land deal in Accra in Ghana. And that is why I started this channel. In this video, we go into the motivations for starting the channel and lessons I've learned 5 years down the line on how you can avoid losing land, the things you need to check out for before you purchase any land in Ghana, and more. Coming up next. Based on my personal experience when I lost land in the year 2020, which cost close to like $20,000 to $30,000, right? I felt that there's a lot that needs to be shared for people to learn from so they don't make the same mistakes. Yeah, so I felt that there was a lot of people who want to build are not aware of. And it's good for someone to create a platform to share and build a community. People would also share their experiences, etc. And then people who are now coming to start building will not need to make those same mistakes that some of us make. And so that's why we started the Africa Building Hub platform. And my background is in banking and finance. That's what I've done. But like I said, I started building. Like every young person wants to have a house or a home of their own. I wanted to start early. But then based on the challenges that I experienced with losing my land, etc., that is why I decided to see how I can also help other young people not to make the same mistakes, not find themselves in that same trouble. Like I said, land is also a very finite resource. If somebody is going to pay so much money and then lose their land, then it's not worth it. We decided to start a channel to educate people on the challenges when it comes to building, the opportunities, tips to save money, etc. And that's why we started the Africa Building Hub platform. Somebody says that it's almost impossible to find land that doesn't have anybody else interested in it. Not that it has litigation, but anybody else interested in it. So it's basically an issue of interest. You are interested in a parcel of land. I'm also interested in the same parcel of land. Based on the fact that a lot of sellers don't have integrity. Once they have a lot of people expressing interest in that parcel of land, they want to give it to the highest bidder or whoever is ready at whatever point in time. In legal terms, they say the buyer is the one who must beware. You must ensure to do your due diligence. And doesn't mean that when you start building, nobody will come and worry you. Even if you do all your due diligence, people are still people everywhere. Somebody may want to come and fight with you for something you've legitimately gone to register. The basic things that anybody who wants to purchase land needs to do is to ensure that, one, check to see if the person who is selling the land to you is the actual owner. Does the person have the authority to sell the parcel of land to you? That's the first thing. So how do you check these things? Let's say you are from the diaspora, you don't know anything about Ghana. You need to first of all ask of the person's identification, like the Ghana card. You would see the name on the Ghana card and other details. You would also need to go and site the land. Sometimes people see land online platform, they see these lands for sale, and then they make a call and then they negotiate and everything and start making payments without actually viewing the land itself. Those are some of the basic things you need to do. Go and check if the land is where it's supposed to be. If the listing says the land is at Achimota, go to Achimota with the person and check to see if the land is there. Site the land. Then cite the ID of the person. The next step, if the person doesn't have a site plan, you would need to get a surveyor to come and then take the dimensions of the land and the coordinates and then plot a site plan. But if the person already has a site plan, again, you'd need to verify. That's why there's the Lands Commission. You take it to the Lands Commission, and once you do so, what you are going to do is they are going to check the coordinates that were plotted for the site plan and then give you a history of the land. They'll tell you between the year 1995 to 1998, it was owned by this person. From 1998, it was transferred to another person. Till date, every land has a particular history. They'll be able to tell you the history and tell you who the current owner is. And if you check the name of the person that they gave you versus the person who is attempting to sell it to you, and then they don't match, then obviously you don't need to proceed to make any payments. But even if you check and then the name matches, what do you do? Because there have been instances where the name of the person that is in Lands Commission is the same person selling it to you. Like my case, I was purchasing the land from a family whose dad passed away and left them the land. And he left without a will. So for them to be able to even sell the land, they needed to go to court to get letters of administration. Now, that court process requires that they go and put a notice on the land for 30 days. And anybody who has an interest or a claim to the land will come. So all these things were done. I went to Lands Commission, etc. It gave me a certain degree of comfort. I mean, it's gone to court, court has come to place the papers there, nobody came. And so I felt I was okay to make the payment. We went to make the payment. However, apparently there was a court case on the land. There was another party that was fighting for ownership of the land. Not just that particular land, the whole area. And that court case was not documented at that time in the Lands Commission records. What I would say is, even when you are doing your due diligence, you still need to take certain common sense principles. That's how I term it. For example, you would want to have like a sense or a taste of the land. You decide or you agree with a person that, yeah, I want to purchase this land. I showed interest. I can make a percentage commitment. Instead of paying the full amount, if the land is, let's say, $10,000, you don't pay the $10,000. You say, I'll give you, let's say, 30%. I would come and pour my sand and stones, which is allowed by law, on the land. Or you say you want to start a foundation or build a wall on it. Anybody else who has an interest will show up, so that you don't waste too much of your time, you don't waste too much of your money before some of these things come up. Even if you do all your due diligence, the name of the person on the ID is the same as in Lands Commission. Come and pour sand, come and start foundation, come and clear the land, etc. For me, it was when I was going to clear the land that the other party came. The whole period that the notice was on the wall, nobody came. It was when I went to clear the land to start building that they showed themselves. That's something that you can also do before you commit too much of your money and time into the land acquisition process. With my case, I decided not to pursue my money back immediately. And the reason why I decided not to pursue immediately was because, one, court cases in Ghana can take an eternity. And as it takes an eternity, the prices of building materials are also increasing. And as the prices of building materials increase, the cost that it's going to take to even build the final house is going to be very high. I had a friend who was selling his uncompleted building, and I decided to go in for that option and start building. Then when I complete that and I'll go and chase it, at least I have a home. Instead of waiting for court cases, there have been court cases which have lasted for about 20 years. In fact, that particular land that I went to purchase, the court case started in about 2003. At 2020, when the whole issue came up, that was close to 17 years. And there was still an injunction on the land. It was that year that it was ruled for the party who was claiming it from the family I purchased it from. 17 years. I don't have 17 years of my life to waste going to court. I'm a very busy person. I can't be doing that kind of thing. For me, I felt if this is what it is, then let me take the most reasonable and practicable steps and acquire a property somewhere. Then when I have a home for my family, etc., and I can take my time and do litigation. That's why I feel that these things need to be shared. You know how some of our state agencies can be, excuse me to use the word, inefficient. Even passports, acquisition of passports. I purchased a passport form express, like premium, which you would normally get in 1 week. I got it after 6 months. This is just passport. Then when it comes to court, I've been to court for other things. I know how the system is. So I don't want people to go through these same things. And that's why we started this channel, to help people avoid some of these pitfalls and traps. One, do your due diligence like I did. But then there are certain factors you can't do anything about. Let me give you another instance. You know Trasaco, like the popular Trasaco in Ghana. Properties at Trasaco are sold in millions of dollars. But recently there was a court case for Trasaco, the entire Trasaco lands. And it went back and forth. One court or one judge will rule it for the opposing party. Then they'll go and appeal, and it will be ruled for the Trasaco people. Then they'll go and appeal. Imagine you've purchased the property for $1 million and you don't know the future of that property, like what's going to happen. All these things are real. They are real. You can do all your due diligence, buy an expensive property, but you will still not be able to dodge this situation that we have in Ghana because of what I said in the intro, that there are a lot of interested parties in every parcel of land. And integrity, for some strange reason, is something that some sellers don't value. And so they don't mind selling it to multiple parties. Then they'll pay you later. They know that the court cases also take a long time to be resolved. If they are even supposed to pay you back your money, they can decide that they'll pay you in 6 years, in 5 years. There isn't much you can do about it. Just use your common sense. Pay a certain minimum amount. Go and start some work on the building. And then the true nature of everything will unfold. I hope you found this video helpful. In this video over here, we interviewed a Jamaican family who moved all the way from the UK to Ghana to build apartments, etc. How they were able to navigate the issue of land and more. So click on this video to watch that, and I'll see you on that video. Thanks, Bibre.